Hey, just got back in the truck from looking at three 40-acre tracts in central Arkansas, and just another little tip I want to share with you on looking at tracts, buying land, making little land deals. I don't know which videos you've seen, what number you're on in the little series here, but anyway, just another point. Three different 40s I looked at. Two of them were on roads that had houses, and I drive a truck here that's got my company name all over it, kind of a wrap, and so it's hard for me to be inconspicuous when I'm driving down the road or on a piece of property somewhere. So anyway, I was having to park close to houses to get into a couple of these 40s, and so, as is my habit, when I do that, I go knock on the door that's closest to where I'm parking, or the one that's closest to the track. I just go let somebody know what I'm doing, that I'm back here looking at this piece of property for the owner, is what I tell them, and that's always the truth, and I just want you to know, so you wouldn't think somebody's out here doing something stupid. That's my typical line. They laugh and appreciate it. I've never had a problem ever doing that. And they'll let me, I tell them, is it okay if I leave my truck here? And sure, people are more than happy to help. I've never had an issue. I did that on two different tracks. Both of them happened to be the door I went up to and knocked on, and I always back away from the door. So and I try to look kind of humble and goofy, because I'm a big guy, big beard. As soon as they come to the door, I always say, hey, my name's Pat Porter. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I always try to disarm people, so that they don't feel like something is, that they have any reason to be nervous. And both of these were elderly ladies, and somebody's grandmothers and great grandmothers. The last thing I wanted to do was cause them to feel alarmed or something. Some strangers knocking on their door in this day and time. So anyway, hey, I'm Pat Porter. I'm not selling anything. I just want to tell you what I'm doing, and I tell them the story. Well, both of these different tracks, two different ladies, both sweet little old ladies, gave me a lot of information about the property that was adjoining them. They had lived there a long time. I got some information on access. I got some information on a boundary dispute on another one of the tracks. Just a lot of little tidbits on the parcel, simply just by being a nice guy and introducing myself to the neighbors, letting them know that I was there and didn't want them to be upset if they saw somebody walking around, out there somewhere. I didn't want anybody to, be alarmed. And then just doing the right thing, I got some good information on these properties. And, I've done that so many times because that's the right thing to do. It's just the right thing to do, to go let somebody know, hey, you're not doing anything stupid out there. And so just by doing the right thing, it occurred to me, I've gotten a bunch of good information today and on other properties I've looked at that I might not have gotten any other way, other than just going out and asking questions. So don't be afraid to knock on doors or to introduce yourself to people that may have some connection or some type of involvement in or around a piece of property you're looking at. They may know some previous owners. They may know some family members. They may know some adjoining neighbors. There's some information that you can use to help you in deciding whether or not it's a deal you want to do, because sometimes neighbors are an important factor in some deals, and also just to get a good picture of what you're dealing with, to know how to proceed. So anyway, being humble, being stupid goes a long way sometimes. So I try to be sweet and stupid when I'm talking to people, and let them tell me what they want to tell me. And and we walk away shaking hands, friends, and that's just a good way to do business, in my opinion. So don't be afraid to talk to people. One little caveat in that I personally, I always have in my mind before I go knock on a door, before I go asking questions of anybody, is this the type of deal? Is this deal the type of situation that I don't want anybody to know I'm looking at the track? Because there are times that I try to just be in and out if I'm looking at a property for somebody to maybe buy it. or they're wanting to put it on the market, but they're wanting to wait till they get all their ducks in a row before they list it out there publicly. And so at those times, I'll be discreet. I'll, go park somewhere else so that I can walk in a long way and just try to keep my business at that point, because I don't want people to know what I'm looking at, or I don't want people to know my client's business, that they're about to put this property on the market. And so, I always have to think of the situation, and is it okay for people to know what I'm doing out there? If it is, knock on doors, go ask questions. If you're trying to be discreet, you may have to park somewhere and walk in a long way, or cut across a creek bottom, or something else to do. So anyway, weigh each one of those situations separately, but don't be afraid to go knock on doors. And if you are going to look at a piece of property and you're having to cross somebody else's property to get there, and even though they've given you, you've got permission to be out there on that property you're looking at, go knock on the door. Let somebody know what you're doing. Let people know that you're not somebody out there that's trying to be sneaky or do something stupid. A lot of people are suspicious these days, and certain rural tracts out in the middle of nowhere, the last thing you want is for somebody to think you're doing something you're not supposed to do, or you're somewhere you're not supposed to be. So, make that clear. Be above board 100%, and it'll go a long way for you. Bye.